Hi, here we are at Game Head Office. Just had today delivered this wonderful piece of kit around to us. It's the official UK boxed version of the 3DS, Nintendo 3DS. This is the black version, which I've not yet seen. We've seen a lot of blue versions flying around, but until now this is the first time we've had in our hands the retail full black one. So it's going to be really nice to get out of the box, see what's inside. Okay, so let's get this open and hopefully you can see all of this. This is the first thing that comes into view, is all the manuals and all the gubbins. So perhaps one side for a second. We've got the augmented reality cards. I'll take those out in a tick. We'll have a look at those. You obviously get your Club Nintendo, which gives you the points which you can add to your account if you've got one. Then we've got all of the manuals. So that's the UK manual as far as I can tell. Nice full colour manual. There's quick start guides, there's all the normal things you get. Only thing, because it's a UK one, it's also European, so we've got all the other languages that you may need. And this massive, huge booklet is every other European language, so all the French and Spanish, etc. Put that to one side. And these are the augmented reality cards. This is one of the new features of the 3DS. Let's try and get them out. They're in a nice little card envelope, and I get it out without ripping it, that'll be good. So what you get with these is you get this question mark card. This allows you to play the augmented reality games on the 3DS, which we'll come on to in a second. And you also get some character specific cards. So there's the guys from Pikmin. We've got Samus from Metroid. We've got Kirby there. Link from Zelda, and Mario, of course. These are all used in different ways by the 3DS. Like I say, we'll come on to that in a second. Put that to one side. Now let's have a look at what's underneath this cardboard. Oh. So there's the charger. The charger's simply the same as an old DS charger. You know, there's no change there. So your old ones will work with it as well, which is good. And here's the actual console itself, which I've not yet seen the black one, so quite exciting. Okay, so here's the console fresh out of the box. You can see it's lovely shiny black. It's a bit not metallic looking, it's got kind of a gradient like you would see on maybe like a posh sports car or something. So it's, as you tilt it in the light, it fades to different sort of shades of black. The console itself is roughly around the same size as the DSi was. It might be a little bit smaller, but the differences, of course, when you open it are this top screen here is widescreen, so it's wider than the bottom screen. The bottom one is still touch, like on the old DS consoles, and the top one is a 3D screen. Now the 3D can be adjusted using this slider here. What this allows you to do, you can, as you see, it goes up and down. If it's at the top, the 3D is on maximum. You can bring it in so the effect is lesser, even right down to switching it off completely, depending on how you're feeling. Down on here, that's the analog thumbstick, which just moves around. That's going to allow better control, analog control. DS consoles have never had analog control before. It's always been digital, so this allows us to probably games such as driving games will benefit quite a lot from this. In games like platform games, you'll be able to go from walking to running, depending on how far you push it, for example. Power button's down here. You might not be able to see, but if you can, that's the home button. It's in the middle here. This is a new feature as well, where if you're in the middle of a game, you need to go back to the home screen for any reason. Maybe you just want to have a break. You press this, the game pauses, and it flips back to the home screen where all the functionality are and the system options. Then you can go back to the game at the same point that you just played it from, which is a nice little idea for when you do need a break. Just close the lid for a second. On the top here, there's two additional cameras and a camera on the inside. You can tell the console whether you want the cameras to be front facing or inside facing, so you can take a picture of your own face, or you can take a picture of things on the other side, like your friends maybe, and it can now take 3D photographs, which you can't really demonstrate because obviously the screen you're looking on is probably not 3D, but they do look incredible if you get the angles all right. On this side we've got the wireless switch on and off. That's just simply for if you're not using the internet functionality, you can turn it off. Just it might make the battery life last a little bit longer. There's the charging port, and then here's the stylus hidden tucked away at the back. So the stylus looks small hands, but if you extend, so it's extending stylus, it's really good quality. Put that away. And the console itself as well is 3D. It's got a gyro sensor in it, so you've got tilt. So certain games you might, as an example in Zelda, when you're using the catapult, if you're playing like this, you can turn, and that turns on the screen. You'll see Link's hands turn the catapult left or right, depending on what you do. Obviously, don't try that on the bus too much. You might smack somebody in the face. Not a good idea. That's pretty much everything on here. We've got the L and R buttons, but that's quite standard, and there's the headphone socket on the front. So that's the console itself. Let's move on and see what else we've got. Right, let's see what's the last bit inside the box is. It's the I already know, funny enough, but it's just the charging cradle which comes. This is just a convenient little nice storage method for the 3DS. If you're going to be leaving it charging, or maybe you're leaving it overnight with the Wi-Fi on connected while you're downloading demos or games or whatever you've got from the Nintendo store. So it's nice that this is included, and like I say, it's a good way of keeping it safe and from smashing onto the floor. It's also worth mentioning that this 3DS, when we talk about downloading to the console, I've mentioned already, but it does come with a 2 gig memory card as well for internal storage, which is quite a lot of memory, so you'll get a lot of stuff on there before you need to upgrade or move anything. 2 gig is going to store an awful lot of demos and games, so that's really good that it comes with that as well. Okay, so we've managed to get it all out of the box. Just to recap, you get obviously the 3DS system with the pre-installed software. There are pre-installed some games that make use of the augmented reality cards, and there's another game which we've not mentioned called Face Raiders, which is where you take a photograph of your own face and you see on the screen your face in like a ball flying around and you have to shoot it. It's pretty crazy, you've got to see it to believe it. All the manuals, obviously the charger, the Cradle we've already talked about as well, and the nice sturdy box to keep it safe on the way home. 3DS is launching on 25th of March in the UK. There will be a good variety of launch titles, including Nintendogs and Cats in 3 versions, Street Fighter 4 3D Edition, and the Return of Pilot Wings, classic game from Nintendo. There's also titles such as Splinter Cell, Ridge Racer, Asphalt for the guys who want to do some bit of driving action. There's really a massive amount of variety, and all of these titles and information on the 3DS and more, if you log on to the website at game.co.uk or go into your nearest store, speak to a member of staff, and they'll be able to fill you in on everything that's going on with 3DS. We will have some stores have demo units as well, so it's worth checking out your local store to see if they have got one available that you can go in and check out and actually have a go on hands on yourself. Are we done now then?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that over there? Quick! Yes.